All right. We are certainly appreciative of your time, so we're going to go ahead and start today's webinar. So thanks everyone for joining us, and let's begin. Perfect. So as you all know, we launched an exciting new product under the Anyline portfolio this past week, Barcode AI. And today, after a very successful launch, we are ready to dive into topic a little bit more, provide some more information about the product and some features. And over the next, we have 5 webinars, including this one. Each of them are going to specialize in a little bit of a different topic and different industries. So we'll give you more information at the end of this session. But today we're talking an overview of the product and the future of visual intelligence. Quick introductions for both myself and Simon, my colleague. So my name is Mark Babin. I'm the creative director here at Anyline, and I'll be presenting today with our VP of Product Marketing, Simon Brooks. Now, some quick notes before we get into the presentation today. We love having questions from all of you during the presentation. If something comes up that you perhaps want to know a bit more about or we weren't clear on, please let us know in the Q&A below. So just tap that button. You can type your question to us. We also want to make sure that you're aware you can send that question anonymously if you wish to. You can just click that little checkbox. Just be aware, however, if we do run out of time and we don't know who you are, it'd be hard to get back in touch with you to answer that. So just be aware it's there if you'd like to ask a question. We'll try to get to as many as we can. I'll also mention today in the chat, we have one of the brains behind the solution, and he'll be able to answer questions. So David, one of our founders here at Anyline, and again, one of the brains behind Barcode AI, will be able to answer any questions you have. So if you have one, just type it in there and David will get in touch with you right in the chat and answer that question if we're unable to. Okay, so that's a resource for you. Please use it if you wish. One more quick piece of housekeeping to move on to here. We know that we have audiences from around the world tune into these sessions. And with Zoom, you can obviously have transcribed audio live in real time, and you can have that in the language of your choice. So if English is not your first language and you'd rather have subtitles in your native language or a different language, please take advantage of that below. Okay, so let's get into today's webinar. Just a quick bit of context for who we are. We know many of you probably maybe seen a few things we've done. But here's a quick overview of who Anyline is. We are an AI-powered data capture company, and we focus on mobile inspection solutions, really with AI being the core of who we are. We've been around since 2013, so over 10 years of AI and mobile development expertise. We serve many different industries, including automotive, energy and utilities, retail, logistics, and many more. You can head to our website, anyline.com, and see all the different industries that we service. But really focusing again on AI, the core of everything that we build. We have an office here in Vienna, Austria, where Simon and I are coming to today from our headquarters. We also have offices in the US and in India. So we have a presence around the world, which is great as we develop solutions for various markets. We have over 100 different team members, again, spread around the world. And many of our colleagues obviously have a deep focus on AI, computer vision, and machine learning as their expertise. So really, again, coming back to that core of who we are and starting at that AI perspective. And touching on our customers, we have many Fortune 500 companies and 200 plus enterprise customers around the world. Just a few of the ones that we can name on the screen here. Many names you're probably familiar with. And we're happy to have these many partners and customers around the world. We have about 750 million scans per year that are done with our solutions and just over 4 billion all-time scans. So people around the world are using us and using us a lot. Now I'm going to hand over to my colleague, Simon, who's going to take us into this specific product, the exciting launch of Barcode AI. Simon, over to you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for the introduction. So the concept of Barcode AI. We're going to get into this a little bit. What does this mean exactly? But first, I want to look at the evolution and history of barcode scanning as we know it today. So it all started, of course, with dedicated barcode devices. So here you see a handheld device. This was already revolutionary, enabling users to get out and about in their retail store or warehouse, wherever it might be, and scan codes on the move. The next phase of evolution came with the Barcode SDK. So decoupling the hardware from the software and enabling that amazing barcode scanning feature set and performance to be available on any mobile device. So this has seen a huge revolution, in fact, in the last few years, where we've seen the ability for retail, logistics, customers in many, many different fields to integrate the barcode scanning capabilities on the device of their choice. So no longer tied to any specific hardware manufacturer and the associated costs with that, and really opening up the ability to work independently of hardware in order to achieve what they need to. And now we come to the next step of the evolution, and as we call it, Barcode AI. And this is where we're combining that barcode software SDK together with AI features. I'll go into that in a second, what exactly we mean there. But this is really where Anyline is bringing our years of experience in AI, computer vision, machine learning, combining that with powerful barcode scanning and packaging that all in one product for the market to use. So yeah, everything you need in one powerful SDK. That's really what we're talking about here. So it's high performance barcode scanning. We'll go into the features of this, but everything you need as an enterprise customer in order to scan quickly, accurately, and with really high reliability. And what we're adding to that, and what's really exciting in this launch for Anyline now, we're adding augmented reality features, so fully configurable dynamic AR features, which enable real-time feedback for users and being able to really understand what is being scanned, how it's being scanned, and get more information to your user about the barcode or the item that's being scanned. And then in addition to that, the data capture, the AI-powered data capture, machine learning models that we built into our SDK today at Anyline for capturing various different types of data in many, many different fields. As I mentioned, all in one SDK. And those fields, or those capabilities that we offer today for data capture include, for example, ID scanning, meter reading, serial number scanning, license plate around the vehicle, tire scanning as well on the vehicle identification with a VIN number, and also shipping container identification. So what we enable is many, many different modes of use, capturing many different pieces of information, all possible within one SDK, and adding that to barcode capabilities and to AR capabilities in order to deliver what we call Barcode AI. So just a couple of examples of where we're already combining barcode with AI and a couple of different ways of doing that. So first we have parallel scanning mode where we can combine multiple different data capture features together with barcode. So for example, here we have many, many customers doing this today in the utility sector, reading meters, electricity, water, gas meters. And with one live scanning in an SDK, we're able to capture the value of the meter reading, the barcode, and the serial number all in one go. And then if we move into the automotive world, here we have a case of the VIN, the vehicle identification number, alongside the barcode. And this is where we implement with our customers the parallel first scanning mode. So whichever of those is read first, be it the VIN number via AI or the barcode, the SDK will deliver the result that we get first for that. So again, enabling speed for customers, flexibility. If there's no barcode present, you use the machine learning VIN model. If the barcode is there and it gets read first, we use that. So it's all about enabling a customer to get as much information as they can in one go, as fast as they can, and with ultimate reliability. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the topic of the Barcode SDK. As I mentioned, the revolution that has happened over the past years in barcode scanning, in retail, in logistics, and that's something that we obviously see as very important, although we see some issues with this today. So we see that there are barcode scanners out there on the market today that are still unreliable. They don't have, for example, a full symbology support, and they often struggle with scanning the toughest to read barcodes. So if they're torn or damaged or warped in any way, we see that that's a big challenge out there in the market. There's inflexibility. There are some providers who require watermarks or are bundling a lot of different features, and we see that as an issue with the Barcode SDK approach from many providers today. And also, it can be very costly. There are hidden fees, there are add-ons for advanced features such as augmented reality, and we don't believe that that's a good way to approach it. So as you see, Anyline, with this launch, we want to address those issues with in terms of robustness. That's something we pride ourselves on across all of our modules, whether it's barcode or AI. And in fact, we've tested against leading competitors, and we see that in those tests on tough to read labels, we are up to 24% better in reading those labels than that leading competitor. In terms of performance, we want our barcode scanner to be as high performing as possible. We focus very much on enabling these features, especially around speed, integrating 4K Ultra HD processing and AR features for the most demanding applications in retail and logistics. And then also flexibility. So on price, no hidden fees. We want to have features included as standard. We don't require a watermark, for example. So we really aim to meet the customer where they are. And that's, again, with all of our products, but especially we're building that now into our Barcode AI package. In terms of product features, as I just mentioned, symbology support is something that we really see as important and critical. We support over 40 different symbologies, from 1D, 2D barcodes through to stacked linear and postal codes. So really, again, for every use case, we aim to support the symbology that's most required there. And across all of those symbologies, then the feature set. Speed, really, really important. I'll come into that in a second, show an example of how we've optimized for speed. Scanning from distance as well, making sure that our solution works for every use case, whether that's close to the shelf or far away in a warehouse. We want to be able to support that. Multi-barcode, again, really important for making sure that tasks are done quickly and efficiently, scanning up to 25 barcodes simultaneously as possible with Anyline Barcode SDK. AR overlays, this is a new feature, again, that we're introducing now. And it's really important that those overlays are really configurable for whatever use case you need to have, dynamic and for your extra image or text information. And lastly, lens selection, where again, we allow the ability to switch lenses, and that might be, for example, a tele lens to improve, again, the scanning from distance even more. So if we look at scanning at high speed, we have an example here. In fact, in this example, we're scanning at a rate of more than 33 barcodes per second. We're really optimizing here for this level of speed. We want to have the user feel a quick and responsive scanning flow as they're addressing their tasks. And that's something that we've achieved and we deliver with the new Barcode AI. When it comes to distance, also something we focused on, and as I just mentioned, we have a couple of features there. One is the Ultra HD image processing, so processing all those images in 4K. That's a configuration option that you can bring in if you want to improve the scanning even more from over 3 meters away. And for really long distance scanning, we have the ability to switch to the telelens, scanning from over 5 meters away. I've tested myself and managed to scan from at least 7 or 8 meters away using this. So really bringing that capability to, for example, a warehouse or a postal depot, where you might not have such easy access to the shelves and to the barcodes. When it comes to scanning multiple barcodes, scan up to 25 barcodes in parallel. Here we're just showing a quick example with 12 barcodes, but we can do many more than this. We can do batch scanning, counting the codes as they're being scanned. And as you see in the example here, the video, we can show AR overlays over each barcode as it's being scanned. We can scan automatically or with a trigger. Whatever works for your use case can be configured. I mentioned overlays earlier, and this is an interesting example where using our SDK, you can also build in the functionality to find individual items among many. So again, with those dynamic AR overlays, we're just showing an example here from our Showcase app, which I'll give you a bit more information on later, where by searching for a code, symbology, or pattern, we can configure that within the SDK and enable an example like this, where, for example, we look at the value of the barcode. We have an overlay that tells us that's the correct barcode, it's been found, and that every other barcode that's not according to that value on the screen is highlighted here with a cross. Again, fully configurable in the SDK. You can build in those overlays as you want. You can make them look like you want them to look, and you can add this or many other use cases, which you see examples of within our Showcase app, and you can build them yourselves for your individual use case. And finally, as I mentioned, tough to read barcodes. We at Anyline, not just in the world of barcode, but across all of our products, pride ourselves on real world conditioning when we train our AI models. The same goes for our barcode product. We want it to work in the toughest conditions, whether that's torn barcodes, warped, curved, obscured, shiny from an angle. That's something which we make sure that our barcode is really primed to scan and to scan reliably. And as you see in tests we did against the leading competitor, we found that on all of these different difficult to read barcodes, we have a 25% faster read time and a 25% higher overall read rate as well. So that's something that we know is important to our customers. We have a customer that is a major postal distribution customer in Europe, and this was one of the highest criteria they came to us with, and we were able to deliver the product that enabled them to achieve the goals that they wanted. Yeah, I'm going to touch on pricing as well. So having been through all of these features, so how are they available to you? We have 3 different models of pricing. We either price per scan, typically for workforce or consumer applications that can be available. We also have per device pricing. Again, typically in a workforce scenario, for example, the postal carrier that I just mentioned, that's a typical model that they would use, or in a retail environment for employee scanning use cases. And then we also have per store pricing, which is more for the consumer application, the Scan and Go type application or consumer app. So all of those are available. And as I mentioned, it's really important to us that we don't have any hidden pricing or fees. So all of those features I've just talked to you about, all of the advanced AR overlay features are included as standard in our price. And if you want to talk more about pricing, you can get in touch with us. We can work out the pricing that best suits your use case. So I mentioned briefly what we do in AI, and I want to talk about beyond Barcode. So as you see, this is a very high level picture of our SDK. And within this SDK, all of these various features are available. And depending on the license, you can then use each of these features, and you can combine them in ways such as I mentioned earlier, with combining the scanning in parallel, or having them in a sequence, or having continuous scanning using the various modules is all possible. So Barcode you see on the left there, that's clear. We just talked about that and all the features. We also have ID, meter reading, we have various vehicle identification, we have tire identification and scanning, we have serial number, and we also are able to build custom modules as well, which can be then built into the standard SDK. All of that is then delivered in a way together with overlays and guidance that best suits our users. So we have various different options and configuration options for guidance features. The AR overlays that I've just talked about, that's just one option that we have. We have many more across all of our different modules, and those can also be tailored towards different use cases, different industries. So all of that in one package, that's really important to us. And just to say a word more on the custom modules, because that's also something where we have a real advantage that we see with our SDK. It's a really exciting thing for us to take on new challenges. So, for example, the way that we work is built to rapidly develop custom modules, new modules with machine learning and computer vision techniques, where we are constantly collecting, annotating, and using data to build out machine learning models, deploying that to our customers into the Anyline SDK, and then gathering information, gathering images, which can be used again to close the loop, to retrain, and continue that collection. And as you see on the left-hand side of this image here, we can also ingest images and data that are not currently part of any of our machine learning models to build out new functionality. So in this case, we have price tag scanning as an example where we can work with customers on their specific set of price tags. Not all price tags in the world are homogeneous. So we know we need to work specifically with customers on this. And that's where we can build out custom models for them, deploy them into the Anyline SDK, and they can use those then in parallel with our barcode scanning module, which in essence is Barcode AI, as I've been talking about today. Yeah, finally, another thing that we do with all that data, we don't just use it for ourselves. We don't just use it to build machine learning models. We also enable our customers to see this data themselves, and that's within the product that we call Anyline Insights. So data is captured from whatever combination of modules that our customers are using. It's then processed and stored by Anyline, and then that's made available in dashboards in real time for customers to understand usage, whether that's usage by location, by application, by device, by module, whatever it might be. All of that information is fed back to them. They can make comparisons with the data. They can check out images. They can look for anomalies maybe in the data that's being captured. That is applicable for Barcode, for all of our AI modules, all accessible within Anyline Insights platform. So quickly, how do we get started? Well, we have a brand new Barcode Showcase app, which I can highly recommend you all downloading from the stores. There's various different modes in here. I briefly showed a couple of these modes in the short videos, but you can go in, check those modes out for yourselves, understand how this best fits your use case. And that can be accessed here by this QR code. We will show this again, I believe, later in the presentation. So if you don't catch it right now, it's going to be available later, but get to the stores, download the app, and you'll be able to try out all of those different features that I've talked about, all of those different modes for yourselves, and really understand what our Barcode SDK is capable of. And with that, I thank you for your attention. I'm going to pass back over to Mark, who's going to wrap things up, and then I think we'll get into some questions.
Absolutely. You can take a breath, Simon. Thank you so much for that great presentation and those details. As mentioned, we will have a Q&A coming up. So if you do have questions, feel free to type those in now and we can address those. And that QR code will be made available once again shortly here. So let's give a quick overview of what's coming up next. Obviously, this session that you watched today, it will be recorded and it will be sent to you if you want to share it with colleagues. But Simon and I will be back tomorrow, a different day, a different time, a little bit earlier in the day, and giving a presentation again. So if you do have colleagues that you would like to join for that session, or perhaps you joined this session late, you can definitely join us tomorrow. You can register for that as well. And we'll give resources and links to do that for you. Coming up after tomorrow's session, the very next day, our colleague Paula will be joining Simon, and they're going to be diving into a retail-specific webinar, so giving a little bit more depth into the retail use case and how our solution can be used to optimize processes within that retail space. So that's coming up on the 8th of May and in the afternoon there for you. And following that one, I will be back with Paula and we will be talking about supply chain and logistics. So again, in the same way that we dove into retail in that previous session, in this session, we'll be looking at how Barcode AI and our various solutions fit into the supply chain and logistics industries and various use cases. So we'll give you that overview. And because 4 webinars is never enough, we have one final session taking place next Tuesday, where we're going to dive into the technical aspects of our solution, Barcode AI, with our VP of Professional Services and co-founder, Daniel Albertini. So we'll be giving a deep dive, looking at configurability options, and a little bit more behind the curtain about what makes this solution such a groundbreaking one, and perhaps great for your technical colleagues, your integrators, your developers to join that one. So plenty of sessions coming up. We'll make sure, again, that you have links and resources to all of these directly after the session in that email we'll send you, so you can register for another session, another 2 sessions, another 4 sessions, whatever you'd like. But plenty more webinars coming up talking about this exciting new launch of Barcode AI. Now, as Simon mentioned, that Barcode Showcase app is available for download for free. We highly recommend that you do that on whichever device that you're currently working with. Download it, start testing it, see how it works, start getting some ideas of how maybe it could fit into your workflow and your process, and gets the conversation started. So that's where we absolutely, within the app, you can get in touch with us there as well. And we start looking at those specific projects. Good. And with that, we will open it up for any questions that the audience may have. We do have one of our founders and a brain behind this product, David, in the background. So if you do have any technical questions, please don't hesitate to let us know. I think Simon gave a pretty thorough overview of what we were looking to do in this session. There is also a QR code on the screen, again, with a way to get in touch with us directly. So we know a lot of these questions are perhaps use case specific and specific to your process. Get in touch with us. Please don't be afraid to reach out. Certainly no obligation. Let's just get some answers to the things you're thinking about. So give that QR code a scan and let's get in touch that way. And as mentioned, this session will be recorded and sent to you. All right, no questions popping up. Simon, I think that means you did a phenomenal job as always. So if no other questions are coming up, then I think everyone is just mind blown and ready to start working with the product. So we look forward to getting in touch with you, and we look forward to seeing any or all of you in following webinar sessions. Again, links will be sent to your email inbox shortly after we close today's session. Okay, good. 30 minutes on the dot, then we'll bring it to a close. No questions, so we're off the hook. Great. Everyone have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in a session very soon, and you'll get that email even sooner. Thanks, everyone.